Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Jeanette Biro here, and welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit, where I will tune in through mediumship or channeling and see what Spirit has to share. So if you're new to my channel, I don't use cards on Wednesdays. I just open my clairs and see what Spirit has to say. So I'm just going to take a moment and tune in, and we'll see what the messages are. Hold on one sec. This is so cool. Okay. This is coming from the Three Guides of the Light, which it so often is. These beautiful beings of the light. Yes, they are saying, they're like, divine intervention is underway in many, many ways and on many layers. And they're saying, don't discount your participation in it. And what they mean by that is, don't think that you're not a part of that divine intervention either, in a way in which you might be at the right place at the right time to be that divine intervention for somebody, or that you're not special enough that divine intervention won't happen for you as well, because you absolutely are, and it can and will. And they're saying it can be as simple as you could be someone's divine intervention. Sometimes by just having a conversation with a friend and someone overhears what you say and you say the thing they needed to hear. For example, say somebody was like, you know what, I'm done. I quit. I'm moving out of here. I'm never going to talk to anybody again. I'm leaving. This is worthless. Yada, yada, yada. And they're like, Spirit, you know, if you're supposed to give me a sign or else I'm out of here, right? And say for them the sign is a butterfly. And they're like, I've seen no sign, there's nothing. And then all of a sudden you're having a conversation with a friend where you're like, yeah, I got this really nice card from my aunt. It had this beautiful blue butterfly on it. And yeah, it was really sweet. She sent pictures. And you have no idea what's going on for that person, but you said the key word for that person. And that person happened to be by you at that time to hear butterfly. And they're like, wait a minute, that's my sign. And so this is why it's such a neat kind of tapestry that's building right now of these divine interventions, where you are both the giver and the receiver, whether you know it or not, of these divine interventions. And Spirit is bringing this through because here's the beautiful thing, and the thing that I find very interesting is we're moving towards the solstice. Oftentimes the winter solstice is this huge shift point, this like big energy shift point. But what's really different this year is we've actually kind of had that with the Gemini full moon. And now, leading up to the solstice, we're having these divine interventions and realignments in our physical world to bring us into more harmony for the solstice. The solstice is way less jarring energy this year than it normally is, whereas the Gemini moon that we had on Sunday was way more jarring, and the lead up to it. So the first part of the message is divine interventions are happening. So kind of keep your eyes out. Notice what you notice. Don't notice those little things. If you're the person waiting for that butterfly symbolism and you hear it, take it. It wasn't a coincidence. Okay? And these are divine interventions for your highest good. Okay? These are not divine interventions for you to do negative things. That's never how Spirit wishes to work. Okay? Let me see what else they have. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they're showing me cherries. Now, for all of you, that would maybe seem really random, but again, every medium, every person that communicates with Spirit creates their own language. And so I have like hundreds of different symbols that mean certain things. Now, when I see cherries, especially two cherries, like that standard image you would see, that represents like the cherry on top. And the cherry on top of the ice cream, and that makes the sundae, right? Like it becomes the pièce de résistance when you drop those cherries on top. And they're showing me this, and they're saying that for many of you, the things you didn't think were possible to come into play for you are possible, those cherries on top. And they're saying those cherries are within reach for many of you now. And it's about allowing the universe to bring it in. And your job is to sit in the manifestation of it, and not in the I want, but in the energy of how it feels, knowing that that is in your life. That's the difference. When we want something, we're wanting from a place of lack in a sense. Again, we could debate that, but in essence, we're coming from a place of lack. But if we are in the feeling energies, like our whole body feels that we, in essence, already have that, or we're envisioning what it's like when we have that, to the point where it is a part of us, is when we manifest through our will. We essentially will it into being, but will is not forced. Will simply is an extension of self in the moment, which is why the best way to do that is to be in feel. How to feel, imagining what that feels like. And so if you're sitting in that energy, Spirit has an easier opportunity to kind of drop those cherries on top. Hold on, there's more. Okay, and they're also saying a lot of the weirdness, I'll say, that's been happening in dream state has been part of weeding out the things that no longer matter. Old narratives, old themes, old ideas or beliefs, all those kinds of things. The dream states have been helping us to clear things and also recognize things too. So if you've been feeling a lot of like confusion or chaos in your dream state, that's going to start to settle too as we get closer to the solstice. So something to consider. Oh, fair. Okay. And they're also reminding me to answer one of the questions, which is a great question. So one of you asked, when I connect with my guides, most of them seem to be male. And in fact, they're not. Some of them are more specifically male, some are more specifically female, and some are very neutral. They're kind of non-gendered beings. However, many of the female ones are ones that sort of speak to me directly, or they're more Dr. Healer-like, and they'll bring info in that way. The ones that tend to speak forward for the collective, two of them happen to be more masculine, but my council is actually quite balanced in the representations of masculine, feminine, and so on. And so I just wanted to share that with all of you because it's definitely, in my case, not dominated by one or the other. It's quite well balanced. So something to think about. Great questions, so definitely keep them coming. And I think that's about it. I think Spirit's pretty happy with that. So I'll leave that with all of you. Again, I want to invite you to Cosmic Consciousness tonight. I'm going to be talking about predictions for 2025. Lots of insights to share. I have so many points to bring through, so I might have to talk really fast to get it all out. No, it'll be good. It'll be a lot of fun. So if you want to sign up, you can sign up at avalonspirit.com under Cosmic Consciousness, and I hope to see you there. So have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow.